Hello, I'm Amy and this video is part of my Reknit Revolution project. I'm going to show you how to open part of a row in a piece of knitting and hold the stitches secure. This is the first step in two different reknit processes. Insert pocket and stitch hack. First you need to be sure about where you want your opening to be. So if you're stitch hacking, make sure that you allow 4 plain rows between your planned motif, so that'll be like this, and the row that you open, that's this. So I've got 4 rows here in between. On my sample, I've stitched a marker thread to show the row I want to open. So I'm going to find a stitch at the centre of my planned opening, round about the middle, doesn't need to be exact, and cut one side of the stitch. Okay, so here's the middle, going in and cutting one side of that stitch. I can take this marker thread out now. Use a blunt knitter's needle to tease the cut thread out of the loops above and below, like that. Be careful that you don't pull the stitches above or below where you should be. If you think of your opening like a letterbox, I'll just do a couple more. Like a letterbox, you should always be pulling at the short side of the letterbox rather than the top or the bottom. And you're going to keep going until you reach the desired width for your opening. That will be the width of your stitch hack motif or the pocket, for example. So I'm just going to do a really narrow one just for this demonstration. So I've nearly finished, going to the right. And if you turn the fabric over, you can take the cut thread out of the last loop. So just going to do that. Oh no, other way. There. Okay. So I've got 3 loops exposed on that side. I'm going to do the same going the other way. Just teasing that thread out. Bit by bit. 5, 6. Okay, and finish by pulling that loop so it kind of finishes off and those loose threads are at the back. Okay, so now you need to hold the stitches secure using a contrast thread, and it's best if it's a bit finer than the knitting yarn, so you've got room to work into the stitches later. You're aiming to put the stitches, the loops onto the thread sitting in the same direction as they would do if they were on a knitting needle. So to do this, you're going to stitch first along the bottom side of the opening, going through each loop from left to right and front to back. So we'll go from left to right and I'm picking them up from front to back like that. There we are. And now I need to do the top side, and because I'm left-handed I like going left to right, so I would turn that round. I'll pick up these loops. If you're right-handed, you might want to do the top side first, working from right to left, and then turn it upside down to do what was the bottom, also working from right to left. So basically, as long as you end up with them facing in the way as they're shown here, you'll be fine. As you've seen, as long as you handle the work carefully and the yarn isn't very slippy, the stitches shouldn't unravel before you have a chance to hold them safe. But if you have trouble with this method, there is an alternative. You can stitch through the stitches that you want to hold safe before making the cut and opening the row. So I've got another row marked here that I can show you that on. So this is the row that I've decided I want to open. I'm going to open it the same, 6 stitches wide. So this is the centre. And so this is the one I want to open, so I'm going to stitch first through this row below, and I'm going to go through again front to back, left to right, to alter the direction and way that you're holding it, as long as you end up with them sitting the same way on the needle. So that's that one. And then I'm going to turn it around. So the trick here is just making sure that you're picking up the right thing and you're in the right row. So that's the bottom. This is the one that I'm going to cut. So this row is the one that I need to hold safe. And I need to go front to back, left to right. And I'll go from there to there just to be sure I've got everything. I can pull that thread out now, and so now I can do my cut. I've got my stitches there, the threads there holding the stitches. Let's go here somewhere. I've snipped. Now I can undo in just the same way as I did before, but the difference now is that the yarns are already there holding the stitches safe. I'll finish that off at the back. Same again. And I'll turn it over and let that one finish at the back. Okay, so the result is the same that you got there, just in a different way. So I've shown you how to open part of a row and how to hold the stitches safe. The next video will show you how to do the stitch hacking. Thank you.